Welcome to Everyday Linux User. Today I'm going to show you how to pimp your desktop using Cairo Dock. So Cairo Dock or GLX Dock, this is the documentation page. It's a desktop interface that takes the shapes of docks, desklets, panels, etc. All you really need to know is that you can use it with most desktop environments, but I recommend something like XFCE or LXDE because it's a lot easier to replace the panels of those with the Cairo Dock panels. But this is the sort of thing you're looking to do. You can see you've got a big dock there, and it's fairly stylish things. And there's so many different themes available that it really is worth using. So with that said, you can install this from Ubuntu using Ubuntu Store, or you can use apt-get. A link will be included showing you how to use apt-get. With this video, I'm using Manjaro, so I'm going to show you how to install it using Manjaro, but you can also install it as a Flatpak as well. So that's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be installing the Flatpak of Cairo Dock. So I'm going to go into my software manager within Manjaro. This could be any of your software managers. If you've got anything that's using Flatpak, you should be able to find it, and then we're going to search for Cairo. And then you can just click the download button in my case, enter the password, and it gave me an option to install extra plugins as well. And you can see the tattoo download size is quite big, 1.2 gig. I'm going to click apply to that. So as you can see, it's asking me to restart, so I'm going to do that. So I've restarted my computer. One of the things I've done is removed the XFCE panel because I'm going to start the Cairo Dock panel. So if I go up here and type Cairo Dock, you can see I've got a panel up here in the bottom, and it's got application items, and a menu appears, and you've got these folder icons here, log out, and then a help section. To get Cairo Dock to boot, to start when you boot your computer every time, you right click on the panel, click Cairo Dock, and then launch Cairo Dock on startup. You'll notice there's this little line here, and this is caused by the compositor. So if I start typing compositor, you can see I've got this window manager tweak singing, which is part of XFCE, and you've got compositor over here. So that is the show some shadows under docs. So if I click that, you can see that now goes away. You can see I've added a Google Chrome icon here, so if I remove that, I'll show you how I did it. So you can drag and drop the icons down here as follows, but it doesn't take the actual physical icon with it. That's because that's part of the Chrome Flatpak, I believe. Steam, if I do that one, it did take the Steam one. Okay, it's just Chrome that doesn't seem to take the icon for. You can add other custom launchers by clicking that, and you can also add applets. I've got an application menu. I can add a screenshot option in there. And then you can open it with whichever image viewer. So I'm going to say Ristretto, and you can see it's taken a screenshot. Other applets, network speed, RSS readers, Wi-Fi, got folders, clock, power manager, all sorts of things that you'd expect to go onto your panel. So under the current items, you can open up that, and that will show you that it's showing an application menu, which is this. It's showing the terminal. Interestingly, it hasn't got an icon either. You've got GIMP, calculator, and music player. And then you can see it's got all the icons here. It's shown here. You've also got a switcher, which is this thing down here, a workspace switcher, and then you've got control from keyboard. As you see, these are the add-ons, and you can get more. click on the Get More Applets. You can simply get them from here. There's loads of them. Configuration, and you can choose where the panel is placed. So at the moment it's at the bottom, but I can put it on the left or the right because I've got lots of icons on there. So if I do that, you can see it now shifts to the right and everything comes out that way. Hide the dock when windows overlap it, or you can choose different options here. And then you've got a sub dock thing as well. What happens to sub docks? I believe these are your sub docks. Behavior of the taskbar, integrated, place new icons after the launcher. Or you can place them at the end of the dock after a given icon before the launcher at the beginning of the dock. On mouse hover, you can see what it does. So it kind of pulses. But the animation can be changed to rotate, for instance. It's quite nice effects. Wobbly. Blink. Etc. So I actually quite like the rotate one. So move on to the themes, and this is where Cairo Dock really comes its own. If you're artistic, then you can obviously theme this how you want. The rotating effect is kind of interesting. It's making loads of things rotate. Let's try. You can see. You pick a theme, and you can see how it's going to look on the screen. So, for instance, this one is going to have a panel at the bottom, a thing at the top, and you can choose the theme that suits you. I mean, I find that one ugly, and then you've got this one down here. So, if I apply a chrome effect, it asks you whether you want to keep your current theme effects and whether you want to save it. My changes are minimal. I'm just going to click yes, and it's going to import a new theme, and it's going to restart Cairo Dock, and then you can see it's changed it, and we've got this new menu with a new theme. I'm going to remove these because they look ugly without their icon. And you can see it's fading away when I do it like that. So when you remove it, look. Bye. So that's the sort of chrome effect. And you can see I've actually got a set of icons at the top. So if you're going to have it like this, you can get rid of the top panel if you wanted to within XFCE. Default panel is this one, which is the one we had earlier. Loads of different effects. You see this one's going to have 3 panels. Little error there. And if you're going to have it like this, you definitely don't want your desktop icons. Or you want to configure these to be in the bottom right corner. But you can see how Cairo Dock transitions your look and feel. So we can do a Mac OS style one. I've noticed the effects glitch a little bit on this system. I don't know if that's my graphics card or whether it's something wrong with my compositor. But you can see it does look quite stylish, these docks and menus. And again, it's trying to put applications in and not finding the icons. So what I've done to try and make it more pleasing to the eye is I've added my own background in, and now you can see this looks much nicer. We've still got the flickering here. I'm going to see if I can do something about that. It's because you've got the word application menu and the actual menu appears over the top of it. So what I've done with the top panel is I've got rid of it. Now in XFC you can't really get rid of the one panel. You have to do it in a settings file. But I've done it cheekily. The way I've done it is I've set the opacity to completely nothing. I've removed all the items. I could have left the items there and still set the opacity to nothing, and then you wouldn't have seen anything. And then I've made the length of the panel 0. So the panel is technically still there. It's just you can't see it, which means I can have a two-panel affair. I've got this my own wallpaper background, and the only thing remaining are these icon problems. So let's see if we can do something about that. So as you can see, I've now got icons for the terminal and the file manager, and the way I did that was I went to the file system, and under the file system there's a user share icons folder, and I went into the high color folder, and then 32 by 32, and then apps, and you'll see that there's one for terminal down here somewhere, org.xfc terminal.png. So what I did was I right click on the Cairo Dock, went into configure, and then under current items I opened the bottom dock one, went to the terminal, and I pasted the path there. For tune it was slightly different because you'll see it's not actually in the 32 by 32. Now my initial thought was to go 16 by 16, but then it stretched the image too big the other way. So what I did was I went to the 48 by 48 because it's better to make it go down than go up, and you'll see there's an org.xfc.tuner.png in there. So that's what I did to fix those. You can add items to the panel, so I can add Steam in just by dragging it down, and it works perfectly well. It seems to struggle when they're flat pack, so if I put Chrome in there, it doesn't find the Chrome image, and I haven't yet found where the icon for that is stored on my PC, which is annoying. So back to the theming. So that was Mac OS that we tried last time. We've got this Migo one, and if I install a new theme, will it lose my icons for the previous one? And it does. So you're going to find yourself, I'd pick your theme first and then worry about your icons, because otherwise you're going to spend a lot of time just keep changing the icons over. I don't like that theme at all. But I think you get the idea that it gives you a different look and feel to the one you had before. And you can edit these themes to make them look the way you want them to. Use your own icon sets. I mean, this one, that's just plain ugly. As you can see, each of the themes got a rating. I mean, this one's quite a nice one. It's nice and straightforward. And this is probably the sort of one I would go for and then expand on it. You can see there's an advanced mode here, and that enables you to tweak literally everything. So in this case, you can add your own terminal, and so there's really no need to have that on the menu if that's the case. So I can just remove that. It ceases to be an issue. And now when I click the terminal, it's going to load the terminal. And that's actually quite nice looking terminal you've got there. So there's a note-taking applet that you can add in. You can see I can configure the items on a panel. So I can configure the menu. And this gives me the categories, and I can choose which icons are shown or not shown within a menu. And it gives me the commands that are going to run. And it says runs in a terminal, does it hide from menus, etc. And it gives you the command line for that. You can see when I press the menu, it comes up and it's got this little flickering one there. So within the advanced options, I can go to captions, and you can see show labels on pointed icon. I can put no. And now that problem's gone away. We've no longer got that flicker. So we've got other effects. We've got icons. Got a zoom effect on the icon. You can make that a lot smaller. You can see the icon size is 48. I'm going to make it 32. And you can see it gives you far more real estate and it actually looks nicer. If I want to change the menus, I've got this menu here. You can see it's quite big. If I want to change that, you can change the font size. So I can make it 10. and you can change it to the font that you want it to be. So in this case, I just want it to be Sans 10, like that. And we can change the size of the icons as well. So so one of the things you want to change maybe is the application menu. Click on that, and you've got the icon, and you can choose where it is, and the image for that, and desired size for the icon. You can configuration shortcut to show the hide the menu. Control F1. Shortcut key to show hide the quick launch dialog is Control and F2. It's actually interfering with the XFCE settings, so I can actually change it. So shortcut show and hide the menu. I'm going to grab that and I'm going to press the Win key. Let's do Super and F1 and that one Super and F2, and now click apply, and you can see Super F1 brings up the menu. Super F2 on a command. You can choose whether to show recent documents. So if I click that, click apply, you see a recent documents, and I've got the last 5. I can also turn that off, and then you don't see it at all. Display the description in the search results. So if I search for an application here, search for Chrome, for instance, you can see it shows the access to the internet, but I can change that so it doesn't. And you can see this now says Google Chrome, and you can do show log out and or shutdown. So I can do both. And now I've got log out and shutdown appearing, or I can just have shutdown. Logout's obviously just on the menu anyway as part of Manjaro, so now having shutdown there as well is quite a good one. You can change the dock. So there's the dock. As under the background, there's various things here, gradients and all that sort of stuff. But you can change the view of it. So I've got a 2D view, which is the default. Let's see what a 3D plane is. It gives you the little tabletop effect. You can have a curve like that, or you can have a panel. Drags everything along the screen. You can have parabolic. That's just crazy. Rainbow, even crazier. And then slide. Which is more of a interesting sort of panel you've got here now. You see my tune has still lost its icon, but I could put that back in, and then you can have a series of applications and you can have it popping out. And you can choose what to do with subdocs. So the slide's kind of nice looking here, but I think I prefer the top one to do it. So depending on the panel that you've chosen, you can change things here. So I'm going to change my view back to a 3D plane. So, and then we go to here, and then you can change the height of the vanishing point. I'm not sure what that does exactly. So you can see how big that plane is getting behind the icon. So you could, it basically changes the look and feel of it. So you can change what happens when you hover over an icon. At the moment you can see I've got nothing happening, so I can bounce. Or I can rotate. I can blink, pulse, wall, wave, spot, busy. I think out of all of them, I quite like the rotate more than the others. When clicking on a launcher, it will pulse. You can make it bounce. When clicking on an application, you can do the same thing. And you can choose the type of rotation. So it's a cube, you can have a capsule, or you can have normal, which is just flipping the icon, which is actually quite nice in itself as well. When hovering over an icon, you can have different effects in there as well. So fire, that's quite nice. You can have stars. If you're on a winter theme, you can have snow. You can have storm in autumn. And for November, you could have fireworks. So all interesting sort of themes here. I quite like the fire there. When clicking on a launcher, you can have the same thing, or when clicking on an application, etc. So for each of the elements, you can determine how long it lasts, gradients and stuff like that, number of particles. So you can tweak every single part of the Cairo Dock. And that is the end of the video. So obviously I'm not overly artistic with this sort of stuff, but you can see you can create a nice stylish looking menu quite easily using Cairo Dock and panel, and you can be as artistic as you want to be with this sort of thing. So for all you people that really want the ultimate custom desktop, this is the way to go. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more content from Everyday Linux User. Thank you for watching.